I'm taking you on a journey of how I made that card that I featured in the last video that I just made. I began by choosing to type out the question that I had, that I wanted to ponder and contemplate while I was putting together the whole piece. And I have I've been an art journal artist for over 10 years, and I have a lot of materials. And you see me at first here picking out the colors that I wanted. I went over to my color-coded paper ephemera and found which colors I wanted to work with. I wanted to work with the turquoise and the buff. And so in those folders, I found the pieces of turquoise that I wanted to work with, and then the pieces of buff paper that I wanted to work with. And you see me here simply choosing which ones to put on this card. You know, the landscape on here, the acreage, so to speak, on a 3x5 card is very small. And I haven't worked on a 3x5 card in a really long time. And so you are seeing me getting used to the smaller size. I'm used to working on really large double page spreads, so I usually use a lot more paper, a lot larger. I'm adjusting my artistic style to this smaller piece, and it's taken me a while. It's, I'm not sure what I want to put on there. I'm not sure how I want the balance to be between the turquoise and the buff, and all of it is very intuitive. That's one thing I love about this kind of art, is I've got all these pieces, parts that I am working to integrate into a whole. And so I use my intuition, my artistic eye, but mostly my intuition. Okay, is this an interesting texture to go with this one here? I have two different textures here that you're looking at the moment, where I have a regimented graph, basically. That buff colored paper is a graph, but then I have a very natural, organic set of lines in that turquoise off print. And it's so I've got nature against structure, and I'm loving that contrast there. Wanting to sort of maybe see if I can put those numbers in there somewhere, but they don't end up working. And that's, the whole fun of this is putting it there, looking at it, intuiting it, wondering, does this do it? Does this do it? Loving something, not working, having to put it aside. And that's, it's all part of the process and part of the fun. It's like putting together a puzzle. The thing is that the puzzle isn't already designed. The puzzle is actually something that you are designing by yourself, intuitively, as you go. So that's part of the fun of it, One of my favorite kinds of paper ephemera is old book pages, and this particular page is from a volume of Shakespeare that is kind of old. I mean, the paper's old and it's yellowed and so gorgeous. I got that at a thrift store and have just had so much fun ripping it up for the pieces of paper to be able to put on these cards. And I just think of, who read it before? Did anyone use this as a script when they were doing a play? Or was it taught in a, school classroom? I don't know. Somebody else has touched this paper, and now it's on this particular card. I love mess. So look at how I'm messily ripping these pieces of paper up, just ripping them up. Those are the lines for the question. Those are the typewritten pieces of paper that I am putting on here. I'm trying to figure out where are they going to go on there? Do I want that there? Do I not? You can see me going, I don't know. Just keep trying. Just keep putting together things and see how it fits with me that day. One of the loveliest things to do when you're working with layers is to use I use this beautiful transparent, some kind of transparent paper. So I have a large bunch of different kinds of tissue paper. This one is obviously golden circles and golden rounds. And I have stars, I have black stars, I have black circles, I have all sorts of different things, but they're great. I love the concept of layers for something like this because, you know, as we're going through our own inner journey, we are going through the layers of crap that have happened in our life, right? And so having us make layers on this piece of paper to ask this question is like reflecting our inner lives. So I finally figured out how to balance that piece of blue that for some reason I really wanted that piece of blue with those dots on it, which was left over from another project that I did. I like to outline sometimes. So I just use a little piece of, archival ink. Basically, it's an ink pad, right? And I just do the edges of the papers just to give it a oomph, give it a frame, so to speak. So that's what I'm doing here. And of course, I'm sure I'm getting my hands all messy because that's part of the fun of this whole thing is being messy. So there we go, starting to put together all the final pieces of this. And I'm trying to remember which Shakespeare play is down there. I don't know, but I'm loving it. My favorite thing to use to affix things to my art journals. I do use a lot of double-sided tape, but on something this small, double-sided tape would be too permanent. It's really hard to rip things off or to rearrange what you're doing. So I use glue sticks, and it gives you a little bit more time to move the piece around before it sets up. So I have a lot of glue sticks. So this piece of tissue paper has basically golden spatter on it, along with butterflies, and it's pretty much butterflies and gold splats. And this part is just the spatter. But once again, it gives yet another layer for texture, for interest, to change the color a little bit, to make the piece more rich, more potent, more interesting, more elusive, maybe. Yeah. It's always fun to trim. Then you get an idea of what it's really going to look like. Now, you'll notice here that I've decided it's done. However, I slept on it then last night, and I took another look at it I had taken an image of it. I took another look at it, and I went, okay, something needs to be down there in the turquoise. Something needs to be there because it's not done yet. So this morning I came out and I found what needed to go in there. and I echoed that graph paper from above and cut out a bird. Thank you for watching this. It was so much fun to share this with you. I am realizing with this time that I'm in the Sage right now, the Sage's Golden Path, how somatic this experience is. And it's something I haven't really realized before, even though I've been art journaling and even though I've been tapping and even though I've been doing all of these other, grounded somatic experiences as I do the Golden Path, like in Devoted and previous to that. Richard is really emphasizing that this time. And so the more somatic I can get in my activities like this, that just excite me and I love to play with, the better for me. And so I'm going to be doing more of these. And if people might be interested, I'm considering making a class to help people to be able to do this with me. You let me know if it's something you might like to do. Thanks. Bye, everybody.